Hi. Creating the chords is the first and most important step in such a situation. They will put the vocals into some context, and the choice of chords will define the entire mood of the song. The chords have to fit well with the vocals. The number and duration of them will give us a more relaxed or more rushed feeling, and equally important, they have to harmonize with each other too. I insert an instance of FL keys. I go first with a piano instead of the pad sound I use afterwards. A piano is an instrument that does not forgive any mistakes. If you are playing a wrong key, you will hear it immediately. If you would start with a lush pad sound, it can happen that the sound hides some mistakes. I place the pattern clip at the start of the vocals and extend it to the same length. In the channel rack, I always have an empty sampler channel I select for now. I open the sample in Edison and let Edison detect the pitch changes in the audio file. This will take a second. The same can be done with Newtone, but I was not sure if everybody got it. Edison now created a lot of regions for the different pitches. Under the Range tool, I use the command convert to score and dump to piano roll. Edison now creates MIDI notes from the detected pitch changes and will place them in the selected pattern for the selected generator. Now that the MIDI notes are generated, I can delete Edison. From the original name of the audio file, I know that it was recorded in the key of D minor, with a tempo of 138 BPM. I already set the project tempo and the scale highlighting of the piano roll editor matching these demands. The ghost notes now represent the pitches of the vocal line and give us a starting point which chords could work and which not. Trained people will do this by ear, but for everybody else, this is the most safe way. So let's have a look what notes we got. It starts with an A, followed by C, D and E. For the range I like to put in my first chord, the E is the most prominent note, followed by the D. So I start with the chord based on E. The chord for E in the D minor scale consists of E, G and A sharp. A sharp in a minor scale is normally called B flat, but since FL Studio doesn't have any option to represent flats, I stay with the naming which is shown. Let's hear how it sounds.
In the darkness,
Wow, that's really awful. But it's not awful because of wrong notes. It's something different. Let's go a bit into music theory. I will just scratch the surface and it will not take long. The way you create a chord in a given scale is to insert the root note. Skip one highlighted row and insert a note in the next highlighted one. Again, skip one and insert the next note. I did this here for A and C as roots, and this is how they sound. Compared to the E chord. If you look a bit closer, you can see that they are a bit different, and this is defined by the chosen scale. If I count from the A to the C, I get a difference of 1, 2, 3 semitones. From the C to the E, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones. Makes 7 semitones in total. Doing the same for the C chord, I get a difference of 1, 2, 3, 4 semitones to the E and 1, 2, 3 semitones to the G. Again 7 semitones in total, but distributed upside down. If a chord has a distribution of first 4 and then 3 semitones distance between the notes, it's a major chord. A chord with the distribution of first 3 and then 4 semitones distance is a minor chord. But no matter which distribution, both have a total amount of 7 semitones distances. Counting the semitones for the E chord we had before, there are 1, 2, 3 semitones between the E and the G, which would normally mean it's a minor chord, and 1, 2, 3 semitones between the G and the A sharp. This makes 6 semitones in total, not 7. This is a so-called diminished chord. Because of the basically wrong distances between the chord notes, this E diminished sounds a bit strange. Even if the E is a dominant note in this first vocal part. As a chord, it isn't an option. So let's try the second most note, which would be D. Skip 1, F, skip 1, A.
In the darkness, you shine for me.
This sounds already better. But for me, it doesn't nail it. Even it is a minor chord, it sounds too happy for what I want. If I have a closer look at the beginning, there's already a good hint. There is A, C, E. This is already the complete A minor chord.
In the darkness, you shine for me.
Ah, that's what I'm looking for. If I drop down the E to the lower F, I turn this A minor to an F major chord, which at least already contains 2 of the given notes, the A and the C, which are present in the vocals too.
In the darkness, you shine for me.
It's sounding good too? From here it's just a matter of taste. I decided to go with the A minor chord. But again, the F major would work just as well. The length of the chords is a matter of taste too. I decided to go with equal 2-bar intervals, which give me a relaxed feeling, and I meet the defaults of trance music to work with 8-bar sections. Moving on, I got a G, an F, and again an E in the vocals. So I try first to go down to a G minor chord.
In the darkness, you shine for me. Oh,
No. This doesn't sound good to me. The level of difficulty has increased, by the way. We do not just need a chord matching the vocals anymore, but have to choose a chord which works well with the previous one too. And even if this chord could perhaps work for the vocals, it doesn't sound right as a successor to the previous. We already know that the E diminished chord sounds strange, so there is just one option left: F. And just from looking at the 2 chords, you can get already the idea that this chord could be the matching one. The vocal line contains the F, so the chances are high that it works well with the vocals. But this chord already shares 2 notes with the previous. We just changed the previous E to an F.
in the darkness, you shine for me. Oh,
And it sounds lovely. Next we got again a prominent E. And we got a C. A chord containing C and E, apart from the A minor, which we already use, would be the C major chord. And the fact that all previous chords had already a C playing could be an indicator that this chord could be the matching one.
in the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering.
And for me, it is. Now we've got not many options left. Additionally, the next section starts with a D. So let's try a D minor chord. As we are in D minor scale, this could be the matching final.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering.
I would like to optimize the chords a bit. The distance between the topmost note, which would be the E, to the lowest C, are already 16 semitones. On top of that, we've got already 2 times the C playing in the higher octave. So let's try to reduce these extreme pitch jumps by putting this C note 1 octave higher.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering.
This jails everything a bit more together. I try the same with the D.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering.
I increase the sonical range of the chords a bit more by transposing this middle range one octave up.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering.
And let's double the root notes one octave below to give the sound more body.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering.
Now let's say bye-bye to the good old piano and replace it by a citrus. I start with the default preset and lower the volume a bit. The sound is too high, so I pitch it down by one octave and put it to a saw wave. I increase the unison voices, and what I did forget? The global switch to let the oscillator running free. A bit more detune. And routing the oscillator through filter 1. I set the volume envelope a bit more pad-like. Add a second oscillator one octave higher and detune the two a bit to each other.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering.
Some EQ in the mixer, cutting out a bit of the lows, as this will be covered afterwards by the bass.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering. Lost in one. In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering.
The job of the sampler is done. Again, bye-bye. I put the chord notes to the right spot and hold the Shift key on the right-hand side of my keyboard while I left-click and drag to cut the clip after 8 bars. The pad shall play all the way through. Ctrl B to duplicate. But we need a bit more change in the sound over time. I create an automation clip for the cutoff frequency. Hold Shift while dragging the note to prevent vertical changes. We are in the new beta, so let's use the new editor. I like to increase the cutoff slowly to the middle of the clip, going down a bit, and raise it even more till the end of the section.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, everything that I feel, that
let's fine-tune the sound a bit more.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering. Lost and wandering, falling through the clouds, but there you are to lead the way. Darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering. Lost and wandering, falling through the clouds, but there you are to lead.
This is the region where the main energy of our vocals sits. Dipping this part can be a good idea.
I can see what I want, I see with you.
Now the bass. I use Harmless for it. I just copy the bass notes of our chords to the pattern of Harmless. In Harmless, I increase the attack a bit, as well as the release. Unison to full, but since it's a bass, I decrease the pan spread. A bit more detune. And the cutoff about to the middle. I reduce the filter width a bit to get rid of the resonating sound. Last but not least, the warming. That's it for the sound design of the bass.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering. In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering.
Not bad, but not really a bass. I transpose the notes down 1 octave.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering.
Much better for the first 2 notes, but the last 2 were too low. So I put them 1 octave up again.
In the darkness, you shine for me. A world in shadow, uncovering.
Duplicating the bass pattern to the whole range. And there we are. Creating nice chords for our vocal line and adding a bass to them. Stay tuned for the next episode, and thank you for watching.